morning, everyone. Today's topic is the physiology of sleep. So, first of all, what do you mean by the sleep? So, the definition, it is the state of unconsciousness from which the person can arouse by the sensory or the external other stimuli. So, it is the state of unconsciousness from which the person can arouse by the sensory or the external other stimuli. So, how the sleep is produced? So, in the darkness, there is from the suprachiasmatic nuclei, the noradrenaline is released that will act on the pineal gland, that release the melatonin, and that act on the raphe nuclei, and that release the serotonin, and that will produce the sleep. There are two types of the sleeps, the slow wave sleep, or it is called the NREM sleep and the REM sleep. So slow wave sleep, or it is the non-rapid eye movement sleep, and there are two types of the sleeps. So first off, we are going to the slow wave sleep or the non-rapid eye movement sleep. So in this sleep, there is the brain waves are strong and there is a low frequency. About 40 to 45% of for the whole night, that is a slow wave type of the sleep. It is a deep, restful type that person can experience during the sleep, where decrease the peripheral vascular tone, decrease all the vegetative functions, where the blood pressure decreases, rate decreases, decrease the BMR. It is called the dreamless sleep, or the dreams not remember due to the consolidations of the dream in the memory cannot be happen. So the slow wave sleep, it is most of the sleep of the whole night, that is a slow wave sleep, it is a 40 to 45%, and it is a deep and restful sleep where all the functions of the body is decreases, and the dreaming, it is a dreamless sleep, or it is where the dream is not able to remember. So here the REM sleep, it is 20 to 25%, and the NREM sleep is about 45%. Or the rapid sleep, it is also called the paradoxical sleep, or because here is the movement of. So here the eyes undergoes the rapid eye movement despite the fact that the person still in the sleep. If the person is in the sleep, still the movement. In normally, the bouts of REM sleep lasting 5 to 30 minutes usually appear on the average every 90 minutes. When the person extremely sleepy, each bout of REM sleep is short and many events are absent. If the person becomes more rested throughout the night, the duration of REM bouts increases. So in the rapid eye movement, there is movements of the eye occurs and some body movements are also occur. So there is not continuously restful sleep, but the person is, you feel the sleepy, person is in the sleep, still the movements of body occurs. So what are the characteristics of the REM sleep? But the active form of the sleep associated with dreaming and the body muscle movement. The person is even more difficult to arouse by the sensory stimuli. Muscle tone decreases, strong inhibition of the spinal muscle control area. Heart rate and the respiratory rate becomes irregular. Irregular muscle movements are there. Brain is highly active in REM sleep, and the overall brain metabolism increases. So as compared to the NREM sleep, in the REM sleep there is a movements, some movements of the body it is there. In case of the NREM sleep, there is no movement and completely deep and restful sleep. But in the REM sleep, there is movements and of the body occurs, eye movements are there, and the brain is also seen to be. So what is the difference in the REM sleep and non-REM sleep? So the eye movements is present in the REM sleep and absent in the non-REM sleep. Dreamings are present in REM sleep, absent in non-REM sleep. Muscle twitching is present in REM sleep and absent in non-REM sleep. Heart rates are fluctuating or some irregularity in REM sleep and stable in non-REM sleep. Blood pressure is also fluctuating in REM sleep and stable and non-REM sleep. The respiratory rate are also fluctuating in REM sleep and stable in non-REM sleep. Body temperatures also fluctuating in REM sleep and stable in non-REM sleep. Neurotransmitters are present in REM sleep, noradrenaline, and in non-REM sleep there is a serotonin is secreted. So now what is the mechanism of the sleep? So there are some theories are available and according to that the study of sleep is available. So the passive theory of sleep, it explains that excitatory areas of reticular activating system that send signal to the cortex and are responsible for waking state. So fatigue of reticular activating system make it inactive and it will produce. So the excitatory area of the reticular activating system. So from the reticular activating system, it sends the signal to the brain, the cerebral cortex, and it whole day. But this are ultimately going to the fatigue, and this reticular activating system doing the whole fatigue and that release the serotonin from the Raphe nuclei and ultimately it produces the active theory of sleep. So some center located in mid-pons, actively it causes sleep by inhibiting the other areas of the brain. So the active theory of the sleep, so some center located in the mid-pons. So mid-pons where the Raphe nuclei are there and they are responsible for producing the sleep. So it produces the serotonin and that will areas and that ultimately causes the sleep. So the stimulation of Raphe nuclei in the lower part of the pons and in the medulla, it produces sleep. So nerve fibers from this nuclei are spread widely in the reticular formations into the thalamus, neocortex, hypothalamus, and most of the areas of the limbic system. So this nerve fibers from the reticular activating systems, it will spread all the areas and that will activate and inhibit, and according to that the release of the neurotransmitter and that will awake and produce the sleep. So here you can see the from the Raphe nuclei it will spread all the areas of the brain from the reticular activating system. They also down goes into the spinal cord and that will act to produce the sleep and awaking by release the different neurotransmitter. So fibers also runs downwards in the spinal cord and terminating on the posterior horn cells that inhibit the incoming brain signals, and most of it, their endings are secreting serotonin and responsible for the sleep. Some area of the tractus solitarius, the nucleus tractus solitarius, it can also produce the sleep. Sleep also produced by the stimulation of the several region in the diencephalon, including the rostral part of the hypothalamus, mainly in the suprachiasmatic area, and the different nuclei in the thalamus, and they are all responsible for to produce sleep. Now the sleep wakefulness cycle. So when the person fall asleep, light stage of the slow wave sleep is entered first. So when person going to the sleep, there is the first stage, it is the slow wave sleep. So it is a light stage of the slow wave sleep. During the next hour, so the person passes progressively into the deeper stage of the sleep, and it reach ultimately into the deep sleep. So when initially the beginning, when the person going to sleep, the light stage of the slow wave sleep it begins, then it person progressively going to the deep sleep, and ultimately it's going to the deeper sleep. So that will take about the hours. After about the 15 minutes of the deep sleep, the depth of the deep sleep start decreasing. And after that will 15 minutes of the complete deep sleep, the depth of the deep sleep is decreases, and the person re-enter again into the light stage of the sleep. And about 90 minutes after start of the first sleep cycle. So this cycle should be repeated continuously. With the slow wave sleep cycle, the light stage of the slow wave sleep, then it is progressively going to the deep sleep, and then continuously going to completely into the deep sleep. After that, the person is start recover from that complete deep sleep, and it is come into the light the sleep. After that, about 90 minutes after the starting of this is the first sleep cycle. Again repeat the same sleep cycle. At this point, the person passes from the slow wave sleep to the REM sleep. So this is the about whole 90 minutes, and then comes to the light sleep, and it is enter into the REM sleep. So this cycle repeat itself about 5 times during the whole night. So this whole cycle from the slow wave sleep to the REM sleep, the whole cycle is repeated 5 times during whole night. And at the end of this sleep cycle, from the deep cycle or the slow wave sleep cycle to the REM sleep, and when the person is going to wake up, it is in the REM sleep, and progressively the person is going to wake up. So after the second cycle, the interval between the periods of REM sleep becomes shorter, and the duration of each period of REM sleep becomes longer. So there are different the neurotransmitters are there, and they are responsible for the sleep and the waking. So histamine, dopamine, norepinephrine, serotonin, and the acetylcholine. So they are in the different progressive stage. They are responsible for the waking and the sleeping process. The norepinephrine, histamine, that is the serotonin, so they are responsible for the producing sleep. The dopamine and the acetylcholine, they are responsible for the waking. So the hypothalamus, it is the key control center for the sleep and the wake. So the offsetting or the sleep promoter is localized within the ventrolateral preoptic nuclei of the hypothalamus. So that is a switch off mechanism or the sleep promoter. So that center is located into the ventrolateral preoptic nuclei into the hypothalamus, and that is responsible for the sleep. And onsetting or the waking promoter, it is localized in the tuberomammillary nuclei of the hypothalamus. So this the centers are located in the hypothalamus and switch off and on mechanism by which the person is waking or the sleep by regulating the center into the hypothalamus. So the two key neurotransmitters regulate the sleep and wake cycles, where the histamine from the tuberomammillary nucleus and the GABA is from the ventropreoptic nucleus. They are responsible for the histamine is responsible for the sleep, and GABA that inhibit the sleep or responsible for the waking. So what is the duration of the sleep in the different age group? So Periodically, the person spends less time in the deeper stage of the slow wave sleep and then slowly awakens. So this sleep cycle is typically of adult. So in case of the infancy, the sleep period is 16 to 18 hours per day. In children, 10 hours, and in adult, 7 to 8 hours, and in the old age, 5 to 6 hours per day. Now the EEG. So that is the electroencephalogram that will record the brain waves. So the recording of the electrical activities from the surface of the brain, that is known as the electroencephalogram. So it is recorded by placing the electrode on the outer surface of the head, and the different brain waves are recorded. So this is the procedure how the different electrodes are placed on the brain and how the recording of the electroencephalogram can be done. So according to this mechanism, there are different waves are seen. So the different brain activities are recorded by the different waves. So here the waves are the alpha waves. So these are the rhythmic wave with the frequency 8 to 13 cycle per second, and they are recorded in the normal adult during waking in the quiet resting state of the cerebrum. So this wave occurs in the occipital region mainly, but it can also be recorded in the parietal and frontal region. So the voltage is 50 microwaves, and during sleep the alpha wave disappear. So this will found during the person is waking. It also disappears when the person is awake, but his attention is directed to some specific mental activity. So the person is waking, and there is concentrated, the person is concentrated to some mental activity, this wave is disappear. So it is only seen when the person is waking, and when person is going to sleep, this wave is disappear. In such condition, the alpha waves replaced by asynchronized high frequency but low beta waves. So by opening of the eyes, this wave disappear. Beta waves, the frequency 14 to 80 cycle per second, and it is recorded in the parietal and frontal region during activation of the central nervous system or some tension is there. So the frequency is 14 to 80 cycle per second. Theta wave, the frequency is 4 to 7 cycle per second, recorded during the emotional stress, disappointment, frustration, and they are mainly seen in the brain disorders. And the delta wave, the frequency is 3.5 cycle per second and recorded during the deep sleep in infancy and some serious organic brain damage. So here they are the different waves are seen in the different brain activities, different brain condition, and that will be recorded by the electroencephalogram. So this is the different sleep patterns. It will be seen in the different stages of the sleep. So you can see the theta wave in the stage 1 and the stage 2, the spindles and the K complex can be seen. So here this sleep K complex are visible in the stage 2 of the cycle, and stage 1 there is a theta waves are visible, and in the stage 3 there is a slow wave sleep then visible here. There are different waves are seen in that. There are 3 stages of the sleeps, and according to that the different waves are seen. So how the EEG correlated with the sleep, that we see here. So when the person is awake but the eyes are open and the eyes are closed. So when the person is awake, but he is not sleeping. He only closes his eyes and is sitting and in awake positions. So where the beta waves are seen. When the eyes are closed, the alpha waves are seen. So here you can see the person is in waking state, but eyes are open and the eyes are closed. In both the conditions, the waves are different. So person are not sleeping, but he is still in the resting conditions. By when the close eyes, it will see the beta wave, and eyes are open, the waves are alpha. Now the stage 2, it is a NREM sleep eye movement. Here there are 3 stages of the non-REM sleep. So in N1 stage, theta waves are seen. So what happened in the N1 stage? The stage of drowsiness is there. They decrease the alertness to environment, decrease the muscle tone. N2 stage, where the spindles are seen and the K complex seen, it is the light sleep stage. There is no conscious awareness to the environment. Muscular activities are seen. N3 stage, there is a delta wave. So in the N3 stage of the NREM sleep, delta waves are seen. In the N3 stage, there are different things can be visible. So night tremors are there, nightmares, the different bad dreams are seen, night walking, night talking, bedwetting, bruxism, clenching of the teeth, the chewing of the teeth can be seen in this stage. REM sleep, where the beta waves are seen, so about 20 to 25% are the beta waves. In this stage, there is increased the heart rate, respiratory rate, penile erection is there, and the dreams are remembered due to the consolidations of the memory. So in case of the NREM sleep, there is no consolidations of the memory, so dreamless sleep, or if the dreams are there, the person cannot remember. But in case of the REM sleep, there is a consolidations of memory occurs in this stage, and the person can remember the dream. Now the applied. So first is the epilepsy or the seizure. So it is characterized by the uncontrolled excessive activity of either part or all of the central nervous system. Attack of epilepsy, the basal level of the excitability of nervous system rises above the critical level. So in this, that the whole body is in the epileptic stage, where the tongue biting can be occurs in this stage. So there are 3 types of the epilepsy. The grand mal, it is characterized by the extreme neuronal changes in all areas of the brain, cortex, cerebrum, brainstem, and the spinal cord. And the spasmodic muscle contractions and the tonic changes are occurs. So it is called the tonic-clonic seizure. Petit mal epilepsy, it involves the thalamocortical brain activating system, and it is characterized by 3 to 30 seconds of unconsciousness, and during which time the person has twitch-like contractions of the muscles in the head, and the blinking of eye are that, followed by progressively return of the consciousness. And the focal epilepsy, it involves any part of the brain, either localized region of the cerebral cortex or the deeper structure of the cerebrum or the brainstem. It causes the local damage to the tissues, scar produced in the brain that will damage to the neuronal tissues, may produce some tumor is there that compress some areas of the brain, and that is can responsible for the epilepsy. And that will cause us to destroy the brain tissues, and the congenital rearrangement of the local circuitry into the brain that will responsible for the epilepsy. Alzheimer's disease. It is a premature aging of the brain beginning in the mid-adult life and progressing rapidly to the extreme loss of the mental power as seen in the old age. So there is a premature aging of the brain. So early aging of the brain that will be seen before the person is reaching to the old age. That will include an amnesic type of the memory impairment, deteriorations of the language, spinal deficit, motor and the sensory abnormality, gait disturbance, and the seizures are uncommon in the late phase of this disease. It is progressive and the fatal neurodegenerative disorders in impairment of the person's ability to perform activities of daily living, and also a variety of neuropsychiatric symptoms and the behavioral changes are seen. So some neuropsychiatric disorders and the behavioral changes are seen into the normal day-to-day activity of this Alzheimer's disease patients. The insomnia, the person is not able to sleep properly and decrease the duration of the sleep, that is the insomnia. That is due to the many of the reasons, the depressions, emotional stress, that all the mental conditions are there, and the physical disease, they are also like congestive heart failure, some physical diseases are there, they are also the person is not able to sleep. Narcolepsy. This is the conditions where the person has the irresistible sleep. The person can sleep in any condition, anywhere, any place. So it is the recurrent episodes of the extreme daytime sleepiness marked by recurrent episodes of an irresistible need to sleep and unintentional sleep disorders or napping. So it can seen at least 3 times per week for at least 3 months. So narcolepsy require one of the 3 additions. So it is the irresistible sleep. In the daytime, person can sleep anytime, anywhere, any places. So episodes of the cataplexy. Cataplexy, that means the sudden loss of the muscle tone, bilateral loss of muscle tone with a preserved consciousness and often precipitated by the strong as the laughter. There is sudden loss of the muscle tone of the limbs and he ultimately goes to the sleep. Restless leg syndrome. It is the neurological sensory motor disorders characterized by the uncomfortable leg sensations described as the aching, grabbing, burning, tingling, creeping, crawling, or the electrical sensations that occur deep into the leg. Tingling and the aching and different changes occurs into the limbs. The person continuously moving his legs during the deep sleep. So the symptoms occurs in one or both of the legs and most often between the ankle and the knee, but may also extend to arm and the trunk. So mainly these symptoms are seen between the ankle and the knee, so he can moving his legs during the sleep. And this typically was in the evening and it may occur prior to the onset of the sleep and exclusively presents at rest. Obstructive sleep apnea. So it is characterized by, it is the most common conditions by repetitive pharyngeal airway obstructions during the sleep. So due to the repetitive, the pharyngeal obstructions, airway obstructions, that will cause this obstructive sleep apnea. And due to that, the person is snoring, the excessive snoring and produce the noise due to the obstructive during the obstructive sleep apnea. The changes are the nocturnal breathing disturbances, snoring, gasping, and the breathing pauses are there. Daytime sleeping, fatigue, and unfreshing sleep despite the sufficient sleep opportunities are there. The person is sleeping properly the whole night still is not completely fresh, refreshed. He is feeling fatigue and he is feeling daytime sleepiness. Habitual snoring, it is a sensitive indicator, and increasing loudness of snoring is associated with a high risk. Snoring may be interrupted by silent period where the apnea is there and which are often terminated by resuscitative breathing.